Good morning, Northwest, and welcome to the November edition of Husky Headlines. I'm Caitlin Sample.
And I'm Amara Qureshi. Have you seen the prairie by the outdoor classroom?
Yeah, I have. Aaron tells us more about it.
Recently, the Environmental Club started the process of planting a prairie on the west side of the Northwest campus.
So the Environmental Club is currently in charge of our prairie. We're still planting it, and we're going to be watering it for pretty much the next year, as well as maintaining it and doing research on it over the next few years.
This project grew out of a need for not only the AP Environmental class, but also my field biology class, to have an area where we could study the prairie ecosystem and not have to get on a bus and go on a field trip to do that.
I joined Environmental Club because I care about the environment. It just sounds kind of basic, but it's important that we take care of it, and it starts with the small steps, like taking care of our school first. The Environmental Club works with the student body and the staff to kind of create a more green or environmentally safe area in Blue Valley Northwest. In order to maintain the prairie, we're going to be doing rotations of watering it, so 2 people per week, I believe. Whenever we see a dry spell, we're just going to be watering the prairie.
The other reason that it's important to have the prairie planted where it is because we are doing this on an Overland Park water quality education grant, and prairie plants actually clean water before it goes into the storm sewers. And the location of the prairie here on campus was located in that specific spot because there are 3 storm sewers downhill from where that prairie will be growing. It's really going to become the Environmental Club's legacy here at Northwest. They are going to be maintaining that prairie. It will involve doing some weeding, possibly doing some watering, doing some replanting perhaps next year. So prairies aren't just something you plant and walk away from. Obviously, weeds invade things that you don't want growing there.
So people can join the Environmental Club by either looking at our posters that we put around the school recently that have our GroupMe code, which you can add yourself on, or by following us on Instagram. Our handle is bvnw.ec. So if you'd like to just see kind of some updates on our prairie or things that we'll be doing throughout the year, go ahead and follow that, and you can DM us if you want to join in or just add us on the GroupMe code on our posters.
Joining Environmental Club, it's a great opportunity. It gives you a lot of community service hours, and if you really care about the environment, it's the place to be.
The Environmental Club will continue to water and maintain the prairie while working to better our environment. This is Aaron Chibby for Husky Headlines.
Hannah updates us on everything that is happening in the choir department.
COVID may have impacted the number of students enrolled in choir a year ago, but this year the various Northwest choirs are hitting the ground running with their fall concert and are excited to keep progressing as the year continues.
Thus far, we just did our first fall concert, and it was a new kind of concert for Blue Valley. Miss Ritchie conceived of a musical program that told a story, and it was probably 70 minutes of music that went nonstop. So there were no breaks, and it didn't go in order of the lower level choirs to the upper level choirs. It went in whatever order it had to go in to tell the story.
In January, we're doing a concert with the orchestra of all movie Disney music. The Chamber and Repertory Theater are doing Bright Star as their box class show. That's on December 18th. Well, we have Singing Valentines in February, as always. And then in March, we have our contest music, which is a little bit more classical in nature, where the choir is adjudicated. And then, of course, Husky Showcase in May, which is our big pop show with band and soloists, and it's always fun.
With the hard work and talents of both director Beth Ritchie-Sullivan and accompanist Dr. Kirk Connect, the choir is learning and growing every day and building a strong sense of community and support for one another.
This year, we're really coming back strong, and I think especially chorale has a really full sound this year. Dr. Connect taught us a lot about how music can be more than the stereotypical melody, and that music can be anything that brings you emotion.
He brings so much. He brings knowledge of history. He's obviously a brilliant pianist, and he's also a genuinely wonderful human being.
From Richie, we're learning how to actually be a choir together and make a professional sound. And in choir, we always do all sorts of choir community, and we try to build each other up.
If you love music, check out one of the upcoming productions or look into purchasing one of the choir's Singing Valentines in February. This is Hannah Johnson for Husky Headlines.
Did you hear that the football team made it into the next round of the state playoffs?
Yes, they've done so good this year. Mac tells us more about their journey to state.
After compiling a 7-1 regular season record, the football team is now preparing for their playoff run as their #1 ranked team in the East region. Head coach Clint Ryder tells us how they are preparing.
I mean, the same way we would every week. I mean, we'll watch film, we'll study, we'll make sure that we know what the game plan is, what we feel like the game plan is going to be from our opponent, what they do well, study their best plays, the blitzes that they bring the most, the fronts and coverages that they have. So it's kind of it doesn't really change how we prepare. It's just understanding the finality of each week now.
Well, being that it's playoff game, we're preparing a lot. We're taking it a lot more seriously. It's going to be a lot more than you'd see in a normal week, a lot more film and a lot more study just so we can be as ready as we possibly can for that game.
As the football team looks back on their regular season accomplishments and celebrates winning the regional championship for the first time in 12 years, the Huskies are moving toward their main goal of winning the state championship.
Well, I think, it's always good to accomplish what our players have done, but I think the biggest thing is kind of checking that box and putting that goal behind us and focusing on the next round. And from here on out, you have to go 1-0 each week, and you can be knocked out and it can be over at any point. So it's kind of that backs against the wall mentality, and if you don't prepare well or overestimate a team, then you may be going home.
Well, so far, we're 7-1, so we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. But, as season progresses, we're going to have to crack down, start focusing a lot. And it's been a good season so far, but it's not going to be easy going out. We might face Derby, Olathe North, Blue Valley. So we're really going to have to focus up and crack down on what we need to crack down on if we're going to go all the way and win.
The season's gone really good. We've really shown what we can do, and we've been meeting all the goals that we've wanted to so far.
Last week, the team defeated Olathe North 56-27 to advance to the state semifinals, where they will take on Blue Valley West tomorrow night, with the hopes of advancing to the state championship in Emporia on the 27th. This has been Max Smith for Husky Headlines.
Good afternoon, Northwest. I'm Aaron Tribby, and here's this month's edition of Top 10 Plays. At number 10, we have junior Sam Hurley getting 7th at the 6A Cross Country Championship in Augusta, Kansas. He would be the boys' highest finisher. At number 9, we have the volleyball team beating Olathe West 2-0 in the volleyball sub-state tournament on October 23rd. At number 8, we have senior Andrew Mitchell scoring a long-range equalizer with 3:26 left in the quarterfinal game against Olathe Northwest. This would make the score 3-3 on November 2nd. At number 7, we have senior Joseph Rato connecting on a kick to score the game-winning goal in overtime versus Shawnee Mission East. The Huskies won this one 2-1 on October 28th. At number 6, we have the football team winning the EKL championship for the first time since 2005. This was after a 21-0 win versus Blue Valley West on October 22nd. At number 5, we have junior Sam McIntosh scoring a goal in triple overtime versus Olathe South. This would give the Huskies a 3-2 win. At number 4, we have junior Parker Millian scoring the game-winning goal in overtime versus Olathe Northwest to send the Huskies to the state semifinals. The boys got the win 4-3. At number 3, we have the football team winning the regional championship for the first time in 12 years with a 68-31 win over Olathe South on November 5th. At number 2, we have the girls cross-country team finishing 3rd in the 6A state championship on October 30th. This was aided by senior Cecilia Fisher's 10th place finish. And finally, at number 1, we have the boys soccer team getting 3rd place at the 6A state championship on Saturday, November 6th. The boys capped off their amazing run through the playoffs with a 3-1 win over Wichita North. This just in, the football team has beaten Olathe North 56-27 to win their first sectional game since 1999. This is Aaron Tribby with the help of Max Smith bringing you this month's edition of Top 10 Plays.
What's your favorite thing to do during the fall?
I really like being outside and enjoying the weather.
Charlotte tells us more about activities you can do during the fall season.
This fall, you could go to a park. There are many around here, such as Geezer Park. You could work on fall art, such as tracing leaves or drawing something to do with nature. You could go to the store and buy caramel to make a caramel apple with your friends and family. You could also enjoy some peace and quiet and read a book. Making fall cookies is also an option. I chose to make pumpkin snickerdoodles to get that fall spice. lighting a candle and enjoying the fall scents. Or going to the store and getting some apple cider to enjoy are also amazing ways to get into that fall spirit. More things to do this fall include obviously enjoying the heat from your fireplace, or spending time outside enjoying the scenery, or colorful fall trees. This is Charlotte Holling for Husky Headlines.
All of us on the H2 staff are very grateful for all the teachers here at Northwest.
Hannah tells us about some teachers students are thankful for this holiday season.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, we went around and asked students what teachers they were thankful for.
Who is one teacher that you're thankful for and why?
I'm thankful for Miss Trader because she's been a teacher for me for 4 years and just always enjoyed her presence.
I'm for sure thankful for Senior Turner. He's an amazing avid teacher, but he's also really been a great mentor for me and a great leader in helping me pursue colleges and all that.
Probably Mr. Richards. I really enjoy his class and he provides a lot of entertainment for me.
One teacher I'm thankful for is probably Miss Potter because she's very helpful in class and is always available for questions on any math troubles that I'm having and issues that I'm having.
I like Mr. Peterson because he's awesome.
Probably Senora Smith. She's been a great teacher for me, definitely my favorite teacher, had her 2 years.
Coach Ryder because he's a great football coach. He's led our team to the playoffs with a 7-1 record, and he improved us to get stronger and better every day.
One thankful teacher I'm thankful for is Miss Gipple because she is super helpful and super kind to all her students and is just overall amazing teacher.
I would say Miss Deffer. I had her for 2 math classes and she's a pretty good teacher.
I'm very thankful for Mr. McCrossan because he always listens to us and he's very kind, and if there's ever anything wrong, he's just always somebody that we can lean on.
I'm thankful for Miss Dirks because she always does the most to just make us feel safe and loved in our class. And every day she has a smile on her face and she's just always so kind to us, and she's just a fun person to be around.
Don't forget to be thankful this holiday season and thank the people in your life. This is Hannah Johnson for Husky Headlines.
Do you have a job?
No, I don't, but I've noticed there's a lot more understaffed companies around.
Henry tells us more about how the pandemic has impacted teen jobs.
As businesses across the nation draw up plans to recover from the global-wide COVID-19 pandemic, companies are now finding that there is a new battle to be fought in the work industry. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that only 10% of job seekers are actively searching for employment, with the industry leaders working towards a new way of attracting potential employees, workers, and managers alike.
Pre-COVID, everybody was okay with being around each other, asking questions, learning about each other, just, as a community being together. After COVID, people are very distant. They don't want to come into stores. They don't want to, get up close and personal, ask questions. It's very online, very just at home. So it's definitely affected businesses a lot. Now with social media, it's a very big online world, getting away from life itself, just going to online. It's great to have teenagers here, to be able to have someone to talk to be able to have somebody to look at, just in general, not looking through a screen.
While some industries express struggles during the COVID-19 pandemic, other job seekers may find a relatively unchanged atmosphere in the workforce. One example of this would be the Blue Valley Recreation.
I love my job. I've been surrounded by baseball my entire life, so working baseball has just been great. For me, having a job is important because it helps with procrastination. When I know I have homework the next day, and I have work the next day, I'm not going to wait to do my homework till then. I'm going to do it that night to make sure I have it done. I think having a job is great for students because you make a lot of new friends and it gives you something to do when you're bored. My boss will ask us about every day for someone to work, but since we have so many people on staff, it really fills up quickly. Right now during COVID, I think the unemployment rates are great for students because it gives them something to do, and I think every student should sign up for a job, make some money, and have some fun. I'd recommend BVRC if you know baseball and you know the game and you like the game because it's really fun. Once you get over the parents, it's really just a fun place to work.
As companies adapt to the new ways of employment, teenagers and job industries alike are looking forward to working towards a new outlook for teen employment. This is Henry Burvey for Husky Headlines.
Caitlin, what are you eating?
Mac and cheese, a Thanksgiving classic.
Not really. I tell you about the top 7 Thanksgiving foods you should have on your table next week. With Thanksgiving coming around the corner in only 7 days, here are the top 7 Thanksgiving foods according to 2018 statistics on Statica.com. At number 7, we have pie. 56% of Americans have pie on the table for a Thanksgiving feast. While most prefer pumpkin pie, others may choose another sweet treat on the table with this classic. At number 6, we have cranberry sauce. 58% of Americans make it for their Thanksgiving dinner. At number 5, we have mashed potatoes. These are eaten year-round, so no wonder they are on the top 5 for favorite Thanksgiving foods, coming in at around 64% of the population that makes this for their Thanksgiving. At number 4, we have rolls. What type of Thanksgiving dinner would it be if there weren't rolls? This is a staple on the Thanksgiving table. 65% of people have them. At number 3, we have stuffing. Just 4 days before Thanksgiving on November 21st is National Stuffing Day. Over 68% of Americans make this with their turkey. At number 2, we have gravy. It's a popular side dish that is used on mashed potatoes and turkey. Gravy is a staple on the Thanksgiving table. Over 69% of Americans make it for Thanksgiving. Finally, at number 1, we have turkey. Over 81% of people have this on their table. With Thanksgiving just a week away, make sure you say thanks to those around you and have a great holiday season. This is Amara Qureshi for Husky Headlines.
You okay? No, I ate something really spicy from this new store. Let me tell you more about it.
When you drive by Royal Spices, it may just seem like another small store in a strip mall. But if you get a little closer, you will see that the owners are bringing a little life from their homeland.
We select our spices from different parts of the world and provide not only Indian spices, Arabic spices, African countries. So we bring those spices from various vendors and selectively choose and then to buy for different group of community. It's like Indian grocery store and food, but we are trying to expand our spices region where everybody can come and buy their own mother country spices.
While Royal Spices has only been open for about a month, the owners have thought about opening their business for a long time.
Since my childhood, I was dreaming about having my own business. My parents are into this kind of business back in India, and we are very familiar with the spices and aromas and products from India. We are going to add some jobs to the community and will provide unique spices for all over the community, not only Indians.
It just happened overnight, and we're just having a discussion with our friends and everything that we need to start something. So then everybody had interest to open up an Indian grocery store. That's how we started doing the plans, and then we were working on this one for almost like 2 years.
One Northwest student has been directly impacted by the opening of this new business and has taken a special interest in Royal Spices.
Well, my dad opening a business is, honestly, it's kind of fun, as well as it's a bit like scary a little bit almost, because business isn't a small adventure, and there's a lot of risks as well as things coming into it. But also it's really fun, come help out, especially within an Indian community, as well as my dad's home a lot less. So I do miss him, but since I've been working here a little more, I see him a lot more, so it's great. There wasn't too many Indian grocery stores as well, so they're all located in one really dense location. This is going to be helpful to a lot of people who look for Indian, South Asian groceries. I think the impact on the community is it's going to open up a few jobs, especially because it's a store. There's a lot of things to it. We're planning to open a meat cutting place and a kitchen. That's going to even bring in more jobs.
The owners encourage future business entrepreneurs to take a chance on following their dreams of owning their own business.
Before you start any business, you need to have experience on that. If it's a grocery store, if it's a restaurant, go and work in any restaurant to know how the things are happening over there. And in the grocery store, you have almost 25,000 different varieties of products. So you need to know them by name. You need to know how much is the product, the cost price, how much can we sell it for, and all things. Without that experience, if you just go and randomly open a business, you'll be in a big problem.
Royal Spices is open on 151st Street across the street from Target. These owners say the struggles of opening a business are worth it when you see your dreams come true. This is Caitlin Sample for Husky Headlines.
And that's it for the November edition of Husky Headlines.
Have a great day, Northwest.